Today's Extra.
Hello and welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Jack Smith, joined by Sheets for the Manager Show. Sheets, after a bit of an offensive drought, your guys put up 4 runs over the final 3 innings yesterday. What does that mean for this team going forward offensively?
Yeah, we're excited, man. Again, just got new bats in our lineup, trying to get our order figured out, get guys comfortable, and see if we can get some momentum back underneath us, and we're off to a good start.
Battling is something that you endorse pretty heavily, especially in 2-strike counts. So I'm sure you must have been pretty happy with Will Bermudez's swing the other day on 11th pitch of the at-bat. He homers. What have you seen from him through a couple of games?
Well, as you saw during BP, he got to wear the battle shirt today, so he earned it. It's been a really good player. It's what we expected to show up here, and just like a true grinder player. Really knows how to grind out at bats. Really good defensively. Just an all-around really good baseball player. And those guys have a role up here, and we're excited that he's shown up. He's brought a lot of good juice and energy to the ballpark, and we certainly hope he has a great rest of the summer.
He's a second baseman at UCI, but he's played left for you so far. What does it mean for you to have a player that's willing to give up a position they're comfortable with to try something new?
Yeah, and he's a center fielder today. I mean, he was a center fielder in junior college. We know he's got outfield in his background, and he's just a utility-type player, which is why we wanted him. The opportunity to put him in different places and use him where needed. You know, it gives a chance to move him around the field, but also give guys days off and just make it all work. And he's willing to do that. He's one of those kids like willing to do anything to help the team, and you got to have guys like that.
Helsel gets to start for you today. It'll be his first start after you guys added him to the roster. How'd you discover him?
I've got a relationship with his coaches, and luckily his head coach had been texting me for the last couple of weeks, really trying to find an opportunity for him. And for us, as you know, it's about movement and roster changes, and it presented an open door for us. And again, it's been a quality left-handed starter that we're excited about, and hope he comes out today and shoves.
Some of these guys that you've added recently have been playing at other summer leagues throughout the year. How tuned in to those other leagues are you looking for players to maybe add to the roster?
Yeah, it's kind of the beauty of summer baseball is you got to know what's going on all around the country and stay in tune with it, and just keep your tabs on it. You're trying to find guys that are playing in different leagues, but maybe there's an opportunity for them to move to a different one. You got guys who are finishing up certain leagues. There's a chance for them to continue to play and obviously show up here. And then there's kids that were home waiting, hanging out, and then hoping that something might happen with the draft. It doesn't happen, and it presents an open door for them to finish off the summer playing. And so it's a collection of just so many different dynamics, but you just got to keep your thumb on most of it.
What do you tell those guys who weren't drafted but maybe now can pick up other opportunities by playing on the Cape?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, you get a chance to, still with the scouts here present, you get a chance to play in front of them and maybe fine-tune some things that maybe prevented you from getting drafted and showcase yourself a little bit. And I think more than that, it gives you a shot to come back, at least in fall practice at their respective schools, and have some confidence underneath them, and hopefully maybe work on a couple things where they're in shape and they're ready, and their BPs are going to look a little bit different than everybody else who maybe didn't play. And so for them, it's a little bit of a separator, and that's what we're trying to use it as, an opportunity for them to show up and be ready to go dominate back at their schools.
Jack Smith talking with Sheets here on the Manager Show ahead of Chatham and Brewster. Sheets, what's been the difference for you across this 3-game losing streak compared to the 5-game win streak?
Well, the end result, right? Like, that's the only difference, man. I understand the streaks and all that stuff. I mean, I think, again, I'll keep coming back to it. It's about consistency. What I'm excited about most is that we're seeing glimpses of consistency in our players, and it may not always end up with the end result, but for us, once again, we're not worried about the wins and losses. It's really about their development. It's no different. We had a conversation today, is you're trying to help set them up with a mentality and an attitude about professional baseball, and part of that is you're going to play 5 days in a row, take a day off, play 6 days in a row, take a day off, play 5 more days in a row, take a day off. And what we're trying to do is help them work through that process of grit and toughness and consistency. And again, the game doesn't care that you're tired. There's an opportunity to play today. It doesn't care if your back's sore. It's an opportunity to play today. And so for them, working through that for us, the overall big picture development is they start to figure that stuff out. Results take care of themselves. And again, I'm the least concerned about any of that.
What measures do you have in place, or what advice do you give to players who are looking to keep their bodies in check throughout a long summer?
It's recovery. I mean, that's the one thing that at least I've hopefully grown as a coach in 20 years is that you got to sleep, you have to eat, you have to hydrate, you have to have a routine that is pregame and postgame that allows you to recover the right way. And I think more players are educated on those fronts. I really do. I think guys are starting to recognize there's ways that they can make their body feel better and things they can do. And maybe it's eating certain foods or not eating certain foods. It's, hydration's one that just slips away from all of us. I think it's just things like that that help guys, but hopefully they're using their nightly routine to get the rest that they need. And again, beauty of it, they can sleep in. They don't have anything that's going to bring them before noon. But it gives them a chance to kind of put their bodies in a position they can be successful. And I think guys are starting to figure that out.
Join the slip and slide at camp to stay cool.
I'm telling you what, it works. So you might as well show up, no doubt.
Chatham takes on Brewster here today. 2-0 so far at Sony Housefield and trying to grab a win before a day off tomorrow. Sheets, thank you for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jack.